Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Big up your damn selves in the build. Make sure you smash up the likes every single damn time and subscribe if you are new. Ipswich versus Chelsea review. I don't know really why I'm smiling because we need 3 points. Yeah, this is beyond funny now. The joke is up. Let's go and get back to winning ways, as I said last preview, and I'm going to say it for this one as well. But I did have a very good Christmas. I hope you guys enjoyed your Christmas as well, and of course a happy new year when it arrives. But we will be doing the watch along. We will be back. As you could see in my last review, things were looking a little bit stinky in terms of the technicals, so we didn't want to come with that nasty quality again. We're here, we're home sweet home, and we're not home in this game. We're away at Portland Road, and yeah, it's been quite a lot going on, isn't it? Quite a bit to get through today, lots of bits and bobs. First of all, Mada and Renato Vega, you two naughty boys were left out of last game's squad because you had not technical reasons, maybe mental reasons, physical reasons, because you were late to a big important meeting. Listen, for me, this is Maresca 100% siding with him. It's not even about, oh, we lost so it backfired, or, you know, we didn't win the game so, you know, he should have brought them on the bench even though professionalism was very much clearly in question. No, it's not one rule for a win and one rule for a loss. If you're trying to set standards, you're trying to set a precedent, if you're trying to set a sort of culture in a young group where people are easily influenced. We saw that last season with, you know, immaturity just kind of being ricocheted from one person to another. If you're trying to, you know, be consistent and basically say to everyone, this is the letter of the law, this is the way I run things, you have to respect it, and if you don't, there will be consequences. I completely agree with the decision. If we had, you know, won that game, we would have no problem, no qualm, no query. So for me, just because we lost and we didn't have Madueke as an option off the bench in particular, doesn't mean I'm now going to say that's an L from Maresca. This is long-term gain, short-term pain. And Madueke has been warned before. Now, obviously, it's the day after Christmas. I'm sure, you know, that had something to do with it in regards to maybe, you know, celebrations, gatherings, and maybe someone slept in. I don't know. But it's not really too difficult to put one and two together. At the end of the day, you are a professional footballer. You do have responsibilities. On Boxing Day, you are highly and well paid. You're going to have to turn up. And no more to it, really. It's, again, Madueke's responsibility to bounce back. In this preview, I will put with an asterisk if Madueke, and I'm really mainly talking about him because he's the one that's in contention to start. Renato Vega is more of a B team backup player. But just as disappointed with him as I am with Madueke. Don't question that for a second. Renato Vega is a good, talented young player. He has no reason to even think that his position is not in question or in jeopardy. He doesn't even start, and we are constantly linked with players in that position, and Chilwell obviously will probably make way, I'm sure, if we can find a buyer or a loan taker. You are not safe. You're never safe, especially when you cost what you cost. Both of you really easily can make profit on the both of you. So for me, it's one of those situations where I think, let's see if they make it back into the squad. If they don't, then we know they haven't responded well to the criticism or to the punishment. And if they do, then we can all put it behind us and start to put them in contention for lineups again. But I'm going to put with an asterisk, with an if, that, yeah, he might be available depending on his own application in training and in the week. So that is what it is. Fully back Maresca on that. What I don't back from Maresca is only using one substitute out of 5. What I don't back is doing the same thing in this game as you did in the previous and potentially getting the same disappointing result and not, you know, being proactive, which he's been all season, proactive, thinking on his feet, you know, on that touchline, making changes as early as he needs to. Last couple of games, that hasn't been the case. He's been slow, he's been reactive, he's been cautious. He hasn't really been as bold as he probably would usually be against these level of opposition. And I don't think he's utilised the bench well at all. I really don't. I think it's been really poor. So I'm hoping in this game, we're going to get better substitutions, better in-game management, better rotations, and people are going to get a kick up the arse. So let's get into that, because Ipswich away, right? He's spoken about Liam Delap. We've then been linked to Liam Delap. Again, putting 2 and 2 together, I'd say we're probably interested in Liam Delap concretely, and it doesn't surprise me. We saw the comments and the briefings and the reports of Jackson being the crown jewel as the guy up front. That's the one that they really believe in. That's the one they want to kind of let lead the project. That's why we've seen supplement signings. We've seen Washingtons. We've seen Datra Fafanas. Actually, that wasn't before Jackson. That wasn't after Jackson. But, you know, we've seen, maybe they were tracking him from that moment and you know, but I think that was Todd Bowley. But anyway, rest the case. It was, you know, Guiu. It's young strikers that aren't going to compete really and can't definitely dislodge. A lot of people don't like that. I would be in that group of people. I would like to see someone more competitive come in, someone that would push Jackson, maybe even take over from Jackson if he's not playing well. But I want a fair fight. I don't really, you know, demand or desire Osimhen or someone that, you know, politically kills Jackson, because I don't think that's fair based on the development and improvement I've seen from him, and I don't think it's even worth the money that is being touted in these cases. Duran, hold my hands up, got completely wrong. That would have been a fantastic signing on the looks of it based upon what he's doing at Villa. That would be a competitive signing. That would be someone that is capable of starting, getting goals, offering something different, a different option in the box in terms of the aerial and the, you know, presence. But if Jackson's playing well and Duran's not, it's not politically, wage-wise, fee-wise, someone back then that would have killed Jackson and say, no, sorry, we have to stick with him. So that's kind of what I'd look for. Now, Liam Delap is in the mold of a Samuel or Duran in terms of the cost. It's probably going to be 30, 35 million. They paid 20 million, 15 plus add-ons from Manchester City when they were promoted. Man City do get a 20% sell-on clause fee from the transfer when he leaves Ipswich. So they're going to make some money out of this. So that probably will push the price a little bit higher. But then Ipswich's relegation potentially will push the fee a little bit lower. Am I sold on him completely as of yet? Not yet. Haven't seen enough of him. It's only been half a season in the Premier League. He's young, but he looks good. He looks promising, and Maresca really, really likes him. He's got a nice left foot on him. I don't think the right foot's anywhere near on the level. That tends to be the case with left-footed players. They don't really tend to be quite, you know, able to do much on their right because they're such unicorns in the youth groups and ages. But he looks physical. He looks powerful. He looks strong. He looks like a player that, you know, really can compete in regards to the physicality of the Premier League. It's just whether technically he's going to be able to be dependable for a title-winning team next season. And this is the key. I next season want to win the league. I think we can be ready to win the league if we make the right signings. I think we should be aiming to win the league if we make the right signings, not based on the money spent, based on what we buy. If we buy more Drewsbury Halls, if we buy more Guiu, even though he's only 5 million, if we buy more squad players, Tosin, then I won't think potentially we will win the league because we wouldn't have improved maybe as much as we need to based upon this season's weaknesses. If Jackson gets injured, I don't want a striker that I can't depend on coming in. So these are all the factors I'm taking into account for the summer window. I hope the club are balancing and continue to balance the youth and the progression and development of players with the aspirations of winning top level, you know, titles. I would love to sit here and say this season we could have won it, or I believe we would win it, or Maresca to even come out and say, you know, he doesn't believe that it's down to anything other than we're actually not ready. He doesn't run from the pressure. He said he doesn't mind everybody talking us about winning the league if we could actually do it. You know, he said that he wants the pressure, he wants the expectation, but he knows they're not ready. We're not going to lie. I don't want to hear that next season. I don't want to hear we're not ready. I don't want to hear, we haven't done what we need to do to be in that position. So that is really what this signing kind of should indicate, especially if you've got loads of other young strikers like Washington, like Guiu, that you believe in, that you rate and you've scouted, and that we should be looking forward to seeing at some point. Then my question is always, do you add another young striker on top of that? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments down below. So, and it depends on how good that young striker is. Obviously, Duran now is clearly a level above the rest of the other ones we've signed. That would be worth it. So, yeah, let's see how Delap goes for the rest of the season. Let's see what we land with. Other than that, obviously, outgoings are going to take place. We've heard about Chilwell, we've heard about Cassidy, we've heard about Chukwuemeka. The asking price for Chukwuemeka at 40 million is a little bit cheeky. I think is cheeky because it's like, we rate him. He's really talented, guys. 40 million, but we don't play him. We don't use him. So he's not part of our plans. Which one is it? Because usually 40 million pound youngsters would fit this project. 40 million rated young players cost, that's more than Dewsbury Hall. Should be probably getting more minutes than Dewsbury Hall, if anything. So it don't really add up. We ain't gonna get 40 million, in my opinion, for someone that probably has only played less games than I've got fingers and thumbs. I'd say you're more looking in the ballpark of 30, maybe add-ons if you're lucky. And I think Chelsea are just being really aggressive like they were with Broja. And he didn't get the fee that we wanted for him either. He's out on loan. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But we're probably going to have to humble ourselves a little bit on that one, considering we don't really use him. And what else? What else is really going on? I mean, you know, outside of all that drama, everybody just has to take a little chill pill. Everybody just needs to calma. Everybody just needs to chill. We are still in a good position. We are still in contention with the teams that, you know, are up at the top of the table. I think we're 1 point behind Arsenal. We could easily flip back with them. Just be amongst this pack, because this pack is going to qualify for Champions League. This group of 3 that we're involved in are definitely going to be in Champions League next season if we are part of it and we don't drift away. That's all I need. Just be amongst it. Be in the Champions League. Go and win the trophies in the other competitions. Yeah, that's really it. Fair but firm from Maresca, and we'll see what happens with the January transfer window. But I will be making transfer videos next week. I will be delving and diving into the details of players in and out, what I think is going to happen, and also reflecting on last summer and rating it. So let's get into the tactical pad. Okay, so as you can see, this is the team that played against our beloved Fulham. Noisy neighbours. Now, Gusto obviously came into the back 3 and Cucurella moved into familiar forward positions. We did not play well. We did not play well. Let's just put it like this, because Neto almost became a wing back in this team. The amount he was defended, at times it almost looked like this. Neto was doing so much defensive work up and down, you know, like a shuttle bus going from one airport to someone's home. He was just up and down that flank, but again, it was more defensive than it was offensive. I'd like some serious changes made to this team. I'll be real. I'm ready to kind of be done with the whole this is our 11 and this is pretty predictable. On the asterisk of potentially a player like, let's just move Cucurella midfield, a player like Mada and Vega proving himself in training and, you know, doing what he needs to do in his day-to-day life. Mada and Vega would come in for me and Felix would come in for Sancho. These are 2 changes I would make purely because I want to see a bit of a response from Mada and Vega. I want to see a chip on his shoulder. I want to see a reaction. I want to see some anger. I want to see some bite back. I don't think Neto and Sancho have played well enough in the last couple of games to continue to have to start. A little kick up their arse as well to say, this isn't good enough. I need more variety in your attacking actions from the both of you. You're becoming a bit predictable. Neto, I know you're going to cross now. Where's the through balls? Where's the cutbacks? I know you're going to put something aerially into the area where we don't really thrive. Sancho, again, becoming predictable in the final third last couple of games. I know you're going to dribble. I know you're going to take those little touches. I know you're not going to really shoot. I know you're going to just carry and then going to pass back. You're not going to really kill your fullback. I need variety. You know, it is Christmas after all. Those boxes were pretty delicious. So this is what I'm looking for. On the asterisk, on the off chance, well, hopefully not the off chance, but it is a repetitive third strike for Mada and Vega. Hopefully he has responded this week and he is viable and available to start this game. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a very bold move, but I did say in the last preview that I was thinking about it anyway, because I did say in the last preview that Gusto's best position, in my opinion, is what we saw last season, which was a normal right back in a back 4. Just overlapping, and I'm just gonna do this for a second. It wouldn't really have been Mada and Vega, it would have been Palmer, right? For argument's sake, but what the case would have been is that Gusto, as you can see here, would have just overlapped Palmer last season as a standard normal fullback. He would have got up and down, got his crosses in, and just had a standard simple role. Now things have got more complicated under Maresca. We don't play with those type of players anymore in terms of normal fullbacks. Everything is far more difficult for him, and maybe he has to move into that back 3. And I said last preview, this back 3 for him It's not his strongest position. Sorry, I just have to move these guys so it makes sense. Gusto in a back three, still not his strongest position. It's better than him playing left back, or it's better than him maybe, for some people, even inverting, or I don't think that's completely dead. I still think he's technical and capable of inverting in the back four, as a Cucurella has done, but it didn't work in recent times. And really the main issue wasn't him inverting into the Caicedo areas and the deep line midfield areas. He was inverting into half spaces, into eights, into attacking positions. I don't want to see that. I'm not giving up on him inverting into midfield. However, still not learned the role to a T. So I'm going to bring in the person that I said last video preview that I think can play this role better than him, and that is Acheampong. Now, he's young, he's inexperienced, you haven't seen much of him, you may be scared, you may be shitting your pants. Lewis Skelly is playing for Arsenal now over the last game. Lenny Yoro is a massive transfer for Man United, another teenage defender. I am not afraid, nor should you be. Gusto is not playing well in the last match. He's getting ripped by Robinson. He's not having the best of seasons. Yes, he's counter-pressing. Yes, he's putting in the yards. Yes, he's still a very good player. I still rate Gusto high. Very much impressed with what I saw last season. I just think the role that he's being asked to do, all these different roles, they're not really clicking. They're not really doing it for him. I still think he's the same level of player. I think we still got a great talent. However, I'm going off form. I'm going off, fairness. You've offered Acheampong a contract. He's accepted the contract. He's part of the first team. Get him in the team now. Back three, height, physicality, pace, etc. Little bit of ball carrying as well. Get him in the team. Let's get him in that back three. Let's give him an opportunity to prove himself, because really, you might stumble upon, we already know he's a talent. You might stumble upon a bigger talent than you ever even realized. Big clubs were interested in him. If we didn't get that new contract done, they must all see what we have at Cobham and think, yeah, that's a talented fullback or centre back. Let's get him involved. He's played centre back. He can play right back. So therefore, the blend is better for me. So I'm going with that. I'm still keeping Tosin and Colwell. I'm not really going to jig that about. I'm still keeping Cucurella. He'll probably invert there. Enzo, I'll put him back in the half spaces with Palmer, Caicedo, and like I said, I got Felix in this kind of Leicester City away role, left side of the pitch. He worked incredibly hard in that game. He put in the hard yards. He counter pressed really well. He helped us get the ball back. He was getting back into defensive position. Obviously, sometimes when it does become Cucurella going back to left back, Gusto, Enzo shuffles back. If the ball's on this side, on the right hand side of the pitch, let's just put it. If the ball is sometimes I just overdo it with this thing. If the ball, just say, is on this side of the pitch, and passes are being made from the opposition over there, we know that player's got to tuck in and they've got to, get themselves back into position, or they've got to counter press with Jackson or whatever have you will, that's the case. And I trust him to do that work. I don't think he's shown sometimes in Conference League games a little bit of a slack in the last 10 minutes, but in the Leicester City game, he really did put the energy in the hard yards, and I just want fresh legs. I just want to see something a little bit different and kick some people up the arse. So that's two changes I'm making there. What else am I doing? Well, I'm not doing anything else to the starting 11, but one thing I will say, actually, that's a lie. Jorgensen, welcome back to the team. You played against Southampton, welcome back to the team. Let's give you an opportunity against Leicester. Let's give Sanchez another kick as well. In my opinion, this is not a make or break for me. Sanchez could start again, and I wouldn't really be shocked, but I'd like to see Jorgensen. Those are the changes I'd make. So it is in totality 1, 2, and 3, 4 changes to the team. I think that's fine. I think that's fair. That's not overkill. It's not 7. It's normal. It's 4. So yeah, that's for me. Now, one thing I will say in terms of in-game management, and I'm going to do it again, because, last time I said if Jackson doesn't play well or whatever, people were like, oh, don't worry, I'll be fine. Again, I rate him, but I'm just saying again, if he doesn't, this has got to be the substitution. Get Gu on the pitch. And I'm not even like, a Gu fanboy. I think it's a great price for the talent, but again, I don't really want to be relying upon an 18-year-old in striker. There's a big difference between playing an 18-year-old at right side centre back in the back three with help from his other experienced centre backs, with help from Caicedo covering, with help from Cucurella. There's a big difference. You're getting cover, you're getting help around you. Tracking back from Madueke, Neto, hard workers on the pitch. Gu up front, 18-year-old to start. That's a lot of pressure every chance. I always say the striker and goalkeeper are the most unforgiving positions in football. The striker and the goalkeeper are directly responsible for points. There's no one to cover you. There's no one to save you. If you miss your chances, if you don't save your shots, you are in complete implosion, complete trouble. But I'm bringing on Gu for Jackson. That's my sub. If Jackson's not having a good game, if you want to take Jackson off, please bring on Gu. I am tired, sick and tired of seeing Nkuku come on for Jackson. It is not working. It doesn't benefit Nkuku. It doesn't benefit the team. It doesn't benefit the press. It doesn't benefit as an outlet when we go long. You know, I'm pretty sure Gu would have attacked Anderson a lot better instead of handballing it, and you know, Anderson gets away with it. So if you're going to play Nkuku, as I've said before, and Maresca said it himself, this is what pisses me off. You said he's not a striker, so why do you keep using him? You really don't trust Gu, which begs the question, back to the recruitment team. The manager, can we have conversations between each other, please? He said Nkuku's not a striker. He's clearly always thought this. He just didn't want to articulate it at the time because he didn't get a striker. We didn't get one in. We know we were interested in Samuel, interested in Osimhen, etc. So you did try. You didn't get one. Cool. But please, on God, can we make sure that this is not an issue going forward? Can we please make sure that if the manager doesn't trust Gu and he doesn't think Nkuku's a striker, which seems to be the case for both situations, that we as a team, as a club, fighting on all fronts, don't have one recognizable striker that the manager trusts for an entire campaign of Premier League and European football? That seems foolish, especially when you've got Champions League next season. So I need Gu in that team off the bench. I'll be real. If Nkuku's coming on, he's got to come on as a attacking midfielder, because that's what he is. I can't find him. Maybe I've even kicked him out of the whole squad. I can't even bring him into the ting right now. Where is his brother? Nkuku? All right, well, it looks like Nkuku's not even in my squad, but that's not a fair reflection of what I think of the player. But if Felix, and the manager keeps saying, obviously, Felix is deputy to Palmer, please. You said previously, and I'm just trying to hold you to what you said. You said previously we could see Felix and Palmer together. You promised us. That's what you said to us. It's like saying that you're going to get your kids, you know, potentially not Lynx Africa for Christmas, and then you pull up with the dark chocolate sprays. It's a little bit teeth. It's a bit disrespectful. You know, it's like, why would you lie for me? Why would you lie? Just tell me the truth. If you're just going to get me Lynx Africa, just tell me. You know, tell me. At the end of the day, you said you'd play them both. You say they're the ticket sellers. They're the reason people, you know, why bums are on seats. Let's see them together. It's Ipswich away. It's an opportunity to entertain, have some fun, score some goals for Christ's sake. Let's get him in the team. Let's play him. And it's not like we are worried about, you know, a certain Cucurella doing a different role and maybe just actually being a bit more of a normal fullback and getting forward in this way here. And doing that because he's been contributing with goals and getting forward and being quite attacking, so he can do that, or he can come inside. And of course, we know Felix can go on the outside and he can just go in there if he wants to do that. Personally, I'd rather this, and I'd rather Enzo go back in there and keep the fullbacks in the defense, please. Better for transitions. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. You guys let me know with that situation in the comments down below. The Gu substitution is really important to me. I don't want to see the same mistakes being made every single game. It's becoming boring. So yeah, Nkuku, if he's to come on, he comes on in the 10. If Palmer's not playing well and he's struggling and he's putting in a performance where it's really not working out for him, and I say this after he scored last game, still wasn't really at his best, then I am also open to substitutions for him, because I'm just not thinking that anybody is too big to be substituted at Chelsea Football Club. We used to substitute legends, you know. Obviously, the options off the bench aren't as enticing, but still, I don't think it should be out of the question. That's really all there is to it, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've been pretty fair with the squad. I think I've been pretty fair with the team based upon what I've watched. Dewsbury Hall was injured last game. It wasn't a technical, it's not even technical, mental decision. I don't know why he said technical decision with the players he left out, because it wasn't really technical. When I heard technical, I heard they weren't tactically fit for the match. I don't know if you guys got confused by the same thing, but that's what I heard. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, Dewsbury Hall will be back. I don't really know where Lavia is. This will make my video after this game quite honest and clear about what we need to do in the January window to get our squad to the level that it needs to be at to continue the season, because we can't see where Lavia is and it's very concerning. But we'll talk about that when the time comes, and that will be that. So that's my situation. That's my mental state. Really need to win this game. You don't want to go three games without a win. You don't want to start to slide away from the top two. You don't want to start to put yourself in a different pack. I like this pack. This pack we're in, I'm enjoying this pack. I don't want to be in a different pack. So yeah, that's what it is. That's the situation. Smash up the likes, guys. Let me know your score predictions in the comments down below. I'll probably go over 3-1 Chelsea win. I can see Liam Delap scoring after all the smoke we've been blowing up his ass, but I'm hoping that we're going to get our goals and we're going to handle business and be a responsible, team. So yeah, smash up the likes, guys. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Watch along will be there. In a bit, people. Peace.